I'm diving deep into the world of Btog stock to figure out what's really going on. Can I crack the code before it's too late? Btog stock has been making waves in the market landscape, and for good reason. As one of the most watched and highly traded stocks out there, it's no surprise that investors and traders alike are keeping a close eye on its every move. But with great interest comes great scrutiny, and today, we're going to dive into the nitty-gritty of what's really happening with Btog stock. One of the biggest concerns surrounding Btog stock is its recent volatility. The stock's price has been seesawing left and right, leaving investors on edge and wondering what's next. But volatility isn't the only thing worrying investors. Sentiment is also playing a major role. Many are questioning the stock's long-term potential and whether it's still a viable investment option. And if that's not enough, external factors like market trends and global events are also weighing on the stock's value. For investors trying to make sense of it all, it can be overwhelming to say the least. There are so many different opinions and analyses floating around, it's hard to know what to believe. Should you buy, sell, or hold? The answer, unfortunately, isn't always clear-cut. And when you throw in the mix of conflicting reports and news outlets, it's no wonder investors are having a hard time making up their minds. Another major concern surrounding Btog stock is its lack of transparency. Investors are clamoring for more information, but it seems like the company is keeping tight-lipped about its future plans and strategies. This lack of clarity is not only frustrating but also raises a lot of red flags. When you add it all up, it's easy to see why investors are getting cold feet. In recent weeks, we've seen some major changes in the stock's trajectory. There have been whispers of a possible turnaround, but is it just hype or is there some real substance behind it? With so much uncertainty in the air, it's hard to separate fact from fiction. Let's take a closer look at some recent news and financial reports that might shed some light on the current state of Btog stock. According to a recent report, the company's Q2 earnings were better than expected, with revenue up by over 10%. That's definitely a positive sign, but it's not the whole story. We also need to consider the company's guidance for the rest of the year, which was surprisingly conservative. We've also seen some prominent analysts weigh in on the stock, with some upgrading their ratings while others are still bearish. It's clear that opinions are sharply divided, and it's up to individual investors to do their own research and due diligence. Another key factor to consider is the company's recent leadership changes. With a new CEO at the helm, there's a lot of speculation about how this might impact the stock's future direction. When you add it all up, the picture starts to become clearer. Btog stock is still a high-risk, high-reward investment, and investors need to be prepared for anything. But one thing is for certain, the company's recent moves are definitely worth paying attention to. The real question is, what's next? Will we see a continued turnaround or will the stock fall back into its old patterns? So, what's the most critical insight I've uncovered about Btog stock? In my opinion, it's the company's willingness to adapt and pivot in response to changing market conditions. This kind of flexibility is exactly what investors need to see in order to regain confidence in the stock. But it's not just about short-term gains, it's about the company's long-term vision and strategy. In conclusion, that's what's really happening with Btog stock. It's a complex and ever-changing landscape, but by digging deeper and separating fact from fiction, we can start to make sense of it all. Whether you're a current or potential investor, it's crucial to stay informed and keep a close eye on the stock's developments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more stock market insights and analysis.